Have you been feeling like something has changed, but you're still not sure what? The angels know. There's a presence walking beside you, invisible to the eyes, but clear as the silence when the heart cries out for answers. Someone has entered your life as if they were just passing by, yet they brought along a baggage of unspoken promises, soul contracts, and a mission that pulses, even when everything seems calm. This person who occupies your thoughts, even if they feel distant or confusing, didn't appear by chance. And you weren't brought into their life without a divine purpose. You were sent as a beacon to a soul lost in its own sea of doubts, the angels say. Your presence is the answer to a prayer made in silence, in a moment of desperation that this person doesn't even remember praying. You have been placed on this path for something greater than you can see right now. Not to save them, not to complete them, but to awaken something in them that time, fears, and masks have tried to bury. Have you noticed how they seem to struggle against something invisible when they're near you? As if your mere existence reveals parts of them they'd prefer to keep hidden? The angels show that your light wasn't meant to illuminate just your path. It also brightens the darkest places within those who approach with an open heart. And that's exactly why they often pull back. Because you are not just a meeting. You are a mirror of their soul, a reminder of what they could be. If only they had the courage. You were chosen before time, to be at this very point in their story. The angels say this with a firmness that resonates. Not for what you do, but for who you are. This spiritual mission does not require you to diminish yourself. It only asks that you remain steadfast in your essence. Because it is there that the seed of transformation resides. If you find yourself wondering why everything feels so intense, so inexplicable, the answer lies in the sky. It's in the soul connections that happen before dawn. It's in the commitments your soul accepted long before you understood the weight of love. And now, all you need to remember is that the divine plan never makes mistakes. You are not being punished for feeling so much. You are being honored with a sacred mission, to show, even in silence, what love is. A love that demands nothing but transforms everything. You don't need to do more than what you're already doing. Your simple presence is the healing. Your voice is the call. Your faith is what keeps everything aligned with the right timing. The sky sees. The sky hears. The sky responds. And today it responds like this. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah 1 verse 5, this is not just an earthly connection. It's a spiritual calling. And you, dear soul, are already fulfilling your part. Perhaps you've wondered why he draws near, and then shortly after pulls away. Why there are days when it seems like you are the center of his world, and on others, it's as if he wears an invisible armor. The angels say, this is not about you. It's about the pain he still hasn't found the courage to face. You are not being rejected. You are being felt deeply. The angels whisper, he doesn't avoid you. He avoids what you awaken within him. Because when you come close, it's not just your presence that arrives. All the possibilities he's tried to suffocate also come. The surrender, the real intimacy, the healing love that, therefore, also scares him. There are old traumas he doesn't dare to name. Emotional wounds that have been hidden for years behind rehearsed smiles and half-hearted relationships. You, unwittingly, are the door that opens this dark room. And he still doesn't know how to handle what he finds inside. Do you know that confusion in his eyes? That hesitation between wanting to touch you and wanting to hide? That's not disinterest. It's emotional survival. It's the heart crying out for help while the mind screams for control. You are like a breeze that comes without warning, sweeping away what was stagnant, the angels say. And for him, that's too much of a revolution. The fear he carries isn't just about surrendering, it's about losing what he believes to be his control over his own world. You represent a new truth, and he still doesn't know if he's ready to live it. He was taught not to trust. Perhaps it was due to abandonment, or maybe because of unmet expectations. And now, in the face of something as pure as what he feels for you, every part of his defense system lights up. That's why he goes silent. That's why, at times, he disappears. That's why he leaves spaces you don't understand. It's not because he doesn't feel. It's because he feels too much. The angels ask that you don't take on this pain that didn't originate in you. You are not the cure, you are the invitation to healing. And this invitation, even if not accepted right now, remains. Because true love doesn't force, doesn't pressure, doesn't demand immediate return. It simply exists, and by existing it transforms. You can't cross the desert for him, but you can be the oasis he will know to find when he's ready to drink from life again. Is it hard? Yes. Unfair, perhaps. But don't forget, even the most beautiful flower in the field blooms in silence, without applause. And you, sensitive soul, are that flower. Don't let his emotional walls dim the beauty of your light. Because, even behind the barriers, he sees you. He feels you. He remembers you. And in his own time, guided by something greater, he may choose to cross. But until then, remain at peace. Your soul has already done more than enough just by touching his. Have you ever noticed how you forget yourself when you love too much? The angels observe. They see when you try to be the refuge, the beacon, the healing, even when you're tired. Even while bearing the weight of not just your own dreams, but also the silences of others. Today, the angels ask you for something sacred. Return to yourself. Not as someone who gives up on others, but as someone who rediscovers themselves after a long time trying to save themselves through someone else. Because, no matter how intense this connection is, it doesn't require you to dim your light to keep it alive. You were not made to live for the instability of anyone, no matter how beautiful the bond. You deserve to be the center of care. Your care, say the angels. Before being someone's choice, you are a child of the Most High. This love, no matter how deep, should not consume your light. It should nourish it. You have the right to withdraw. To love yourself with the same strength with which you hope to be loved. To care for yourself with the same tenderness with which you care for those who often cannot reciprocate. And if at any point you felt you needed to tone it down to avoid frightening him, know that this is a lie told by fear. You are not too much. You are not difficult. You are deep. And whoever is ready to dive in will do so. In the meantime, allow yourself to blossom. Take care of your soul as one tends to a secret garden, just yours. Water it with affection, presence, and pauses. Because there is no spiritual connection that can survive when the very root is dry. Yes, he may be confused, struggling with his own feelings, his own traumas. But you don't need to struggle with him, nor for him. You only need to remain at peace with what you feel, without losing yourself in the process. You can love deeply, and still say no to what hurts. You can miss someone, and still choose to prioritize yourself. This is not selfishness. It is spiritual maturity. The angels say, you are a temple, not a trench. And a temple needs silence, light, and self-love to stand tall. When you return to yourself, something shifts in the energetic field. The other person feels it. They notice it. And even without understanding why, they are drawn back, not out of need, but out of recognition. Because no one forgets the taste of peace. And by taking care of yourself with the same devotion with which you wish to be cared for, you become whole. And no one can erase a whole woman. You weren't just love to him. You were a mirror. And that's why he trembled. Because when he looked at you, he saw much more than beauty, affection, and warmth. He saw himself. Naked. Fragile. Unfinished. The angels say, your light reflected the parts he tried to forget. And when that happens, the soul gets scared. You unwittingly showed him what he needed to heal. Not with words, but with your presence. With the way you love. With your silent dedication that is, at the same time, so deep. You made him see himself. And not everyone is ready for that. Perhaps by your side, he felt the weight of his own absence. the echo of unmade choices, the emptiness of a life that seemed organized, but was merely emotional survival. Your truth, your essence, your steadfast sweetness, all of this was a mirror, a reminder of what he could be, but still cannot sustain. You awakened in him what was dormant, and he tried to run away from his own reflection, the angels say. And that's why he contradicts himself. Why he sometimes draws near, only to retreat soon after. Because it's not you that scares him. It's the reflection. He sees in you the kind of love that can't be bought. The kind of dedication that can't be forced. The kind of soul that doesn't bend, and that compels him to confront all the incomplete versions of himself. You are like a calm, deep water mirror, serene yet profound. And anyone who comes close sees themselves, even if they try to look away. But the angels ask that you remember something. You are neither the mistake nor the salvation of anyone. You are an invitation to truth. The truth is, when it arrives before the right time, it hurts. That's why he evades it. That's why he hesitates. But don't be fooled, he knows. He feels. He sees. The image you reflected is etched in his mind. Even if he tries to deny it. Even if he says he doesn't. His soul registered the impact of yours. And when he's ready, if he is, he will return. Not out of need, but out of recognition. Until then, don't shatter the mirror you are to fit into frames that are too small. Don't dim your light so he doesn't feel blinded. Don't silence your truth to be more acceptable. You are a divine mirror, and the reflection you offer is a gift. Even if he doesn't yet know how to receive it. Something is changing. You might not yet know how to name it, but you feel it. In the small gestures, in the lingering glances, in the pauses that used to feel distant, there's a new whisper. Almost imperceptible, but constant. As if something inside him is finally beginning to wake up. He is listening to his own soul, for the first time, the angels say. It wasn't your insistence, nor your words. It was your silent light that began to break through the layers of protection he built over the years. It was your steady and tender presence that day by day disarmed the fear that screamed within him. You didn't push. You didn't demand. You simply were, and that was everything. Because no one awakens under pressure. The soul awakens when it finds a love that doesn't force but reveals. And that's what you did. Now the angels reveal that he is starting to see what he once avoided, his own feelings, his own vulnerability, and most importantly, the value of his existence. You might not yet see grand signs, but notice the subtext. There's a subtle change in how he speaks to you, in how he listens, how he remains. There's less haste, more presence, even if it's shy. This is how the soul awakens, slowly with fear, but with a desire to continue. The angels say, his heart is recognizing the home that has always been his. And this recognition brings confusion, but also enchantment. He begins to remember what it means to love deeply, what it means to trust without needing to defend himself, what it means to feel without calculating. And for someone who has spent a lifetime protecting themselves, this is terrifying, but also liberating. You are witnessing the birth of a new version of him. Still fragile, still confused, but real. Don't wait for him to say it. Feel. Notice. Celebrate the subtleties. The soul doesn't awaken through speeches. It awakens through vibrations. Through silent encounters. Through the presence of someone who holds the door open without rush. You are that door. And even if he hasn't fully stepped through yet, he has already taken the first steps. He has felt the call. He has realized that there is something in you that no other presence can offer. The angels ask you to keep being you. Without strategies. Without masks. Because it's your truth that is guiding this transformation. And once awakened, one never goes back to sleeping the same way. Have you ever felt trapped in a repeating cycle? As if, every time he draws near, something pulls him back away? as if there were a strange dance between surrender and fear, between desire and flight. The angels say, it's not rejection. It's a pattern. It's protection. This connection so strong. It breaks layers, tears down walls, challenges the rules he created to survive. And that's why he comes back. But it's also why he leaves. It's not about you. It's about what you provoke. When he feels too close, the ancient instinct resurfaces, to run away before it hurts, before he has to open up, before he has to be whole. It's as if he's saying, even without words, if I surrender, what will be left of me? The angels show that this cycle is not a punishment. It's a call to awareness. Because every back and forth is trying to reveal something, how much he still needs to mature to support the kind of love you offer. And how much you, out of love, need to remember yourself. Don't accept crumbs from those afraid of the feast, the angels whisper. You were not made for the almost. But you also weren't made to force anyone's timing. So when he pulls away, don't beg. Don't chase after him. Understand that the distance is part of his process, and that you don't need to hurt yourself while waiting for someone in the midst of reconstruction. The ebb and flow hurts. And the angels know. They see the nights you wonder if you should continue. The mornings you wake up hoping for a message that never comes. And the days you feel guilty for still believing. But they say, yes, believe. But believe in yourself. In your worth. In what you deserve. This cycle only ends when awakening happens, for both. When he understands that he doesn't need to run from what completes him. And when you realize that you don't need to diminish yourself to fit into anyone's indecision. Maybe one day he will stay. Maybe one day he will stop running. But until then, don't wait idly. Walk. Live. Grow. Because true love doesn't trap you in a cycle. It frees you from everything. And when it's genuinely time, he won't come and go. He will come. And stay. He might not say it. He may never say it. But his soul has already recognized. It was your love that started to heal him. And this, even without words, is felt. The angels reveal, you didn't just touch his heart. You entered places where no one else dared to go, into the wounds he hides even from himself. Because your love didn't ask for masks. It didn't demand promises. It simply was. And by being so light, so true, it became the cure he never knew he needed. There's a strength in silent love. The kind that doesn't demand, but endures. That doesn't shout, but warms. That doesn't expect perfection, but honors presence. And that's what you offered. Even when he distanced himself, even when fear made him silent, even when his mind tried to deny what his heart already knew, you were there. Not as a demand, but as a living reminder that love, when pure, does not hurt. It embraces. The angels say, you were the balm where there was hardness. You provided comfort where there were thorns. You brought calm where everything inside him was a storm. And little by little, quietly, you healed parts of him that had been frozen. Not with grand gestures, but with the constancy of your light. You taught him, unknowingly, that vulnerability is not weakness. That presence is more healing than any advice. That love is not a prison, it is freedom. He may still not be able to hold on to this truth. He might struggle against it. But the angels assure, what has been touched by love will never be the same. And even if he goes, he carries you. Not just as a memory, but as a point of healing. As the source of awakening. You may not see results yet. You may not hear words of gratitude. But know this, there is a soul being restored because of your devotion. And that is sacred. You planted healing where there was pain. You planted faith where there was only defense. You planted love where there was fear. And now, even if he walks in silence, each step he takes carries the mark of who you were, medicine for the soul. There are moments when everything feels suspended. As if life is on pause, waiting for something that doesn't arrive. But the angels say, it's not waiting, it's preparation. You may think you are standing still, but the heavens are moving for you. Yes, this connection. Yes, this person. Yes, all of this that seems indecipherable, it is being guided. Meticulously. Lovingly. At the exact right time. Trust, say the angels. Even when silence screams louder than hope. Because there is a plan. A sacred design that the eyes cannot see, but the soul recognizes. And within this plan, every gesture you make, every pain you feel, every choice you've made out of love, has been seen. Honored. Recorded. The person who confuses you so much is also a part of this. They were sent, not as a reward, but as a mirror and a portal. So that both of you, in your own rhythms and depths, could walk back to yourselves. You are not lost. You are being guided. The angels show that there is something greater weaving destinies together. An invisible but strong thread connecting hearts that vibrate at the same frequency, even when they seem out of sync in time. So breathe. Surrender. Trust. There is a higher wisdom at play where you cannot reach. And when you let go of control, the plan begins to manifest. It's not about making them stay. It's about allowing what is true to blossom, and what is fragile to fall away. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are in God's hands. And He says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. This path is not yours by accident. It's a mission. It's a covenant. It's evolution. Even when it doesn't make sense, it's part of the journey. Even when everything seems to take time, it's happening at the exact moment. You are not walking alone. There are wings around you. There is purpose in your step. And there are promises being prepared in the invisible. Trust the unseen. Because the visible will only be a reflection of the faith you sustained in the dark. He is afraid. Not of you, but of what you represent. Because you came with truths He tried to forget. With emotions He doesn't know how to carry. With a kind of love that demands surrender, not control. The angels say, you have awakened in Him an immense desire to stay, and an even greater fear of being seen in totality. This is the tension that resides in Him, the desire to connect and the urge to flee. The hunger for connection and the panic of exposure. Because loving you is not just being with you, it's about being vulnerable. And He never learned how to show Himself without defenses. You, with your firm lightness, made the ground shake. Because He knows there's no pretending with you. He can't live half-heartedly. He can't hide His pain behind confident smiles. You see too much. You feel too deeply. You penetrate what is superficial. And that's what frightens Him. He still believes that love means losing oneself. That yielding is a sign of weakness. That showing pain is handing over the weapon to the other person. But you are different. You don't judge. You embrace. You listen even to the silences. And that's exactly what confuses Him. Because His mind, trained to defend itself, doesn't know how to deal with this type of presence. So He withdraws. But each withdrawal is, in fact, a protective move. A disguised plea, wait for me, I'm learning to trust. The angels whisper, He doesn't know how to say it, but He wishes to be understood before being loved. And that hurts. Because you are ready. But He is not yet. And that is not your fault. His soul is being called to an ancient healing. To a confrontation that goes beyond you. He needs to dive into himself before he can truly reach you. But don't confuse fear with a lack of feeling. He feels. He throbs. He wants. He just doesn't know how. And because of that, he stumbles. He hurts. He runs away. You have a choice now. You can move on, or wait. You can love from a distance, or retreat into yourself. There's no right path. There is only what honors your peace. The angels say, if you are love, be also a boundary. If you are surrender, be also respect for yourself. And remember, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, he needs to touch his own fragility to learn to love. And you, sensitive soul, need to remember that love can also be a pause. Not everything needs to be understood to be sacred. There are loves that don't follow logic. Paths that don't obey time. There are encounters that weren't meant to work out, but to bring meaning. And perhaps deep down, you already know, what exists between you goes beyond what can be explained. The angels say, what belongs to the soul doesn't need proof. It needs faith. And accepting this is an act of courage. Accepting that you did what you could. That you felt what was true. That you offered your best. And that now, it's time to let go. Not out of giving up, but out of wisdom. Let go of the idea of how it should be. Let go of the expectation of return. Let go of the need for control. Because what is true love remains. Even from afar. Even in silence. Even transformed. You no longer need to blame yourself for loving someone who doesn't yet know how to love themselves. Nor punish yourself for having feelings for someone who still doesn't know how to receive. Your role has been honored. Your giving was sacred. And your pain is being embraced by the heavens. You haven't lost. You fulfilled your purpose, the angels say. And now, dear soul, it's time to trust. Trust that everything you experienced, even if it didn't work out, bore fruit. That every tear fell on fertile ground. And that this love, even if it doesn't materialize in the way you dreamed, fulfilled its purpose. You brought something to life in him. And he brought something to life in you. And that is already eternal. Perhaps the reunion will happen. Perhaps not. But peace begins when you stop waiting and start accepting. Not with resignation, but with faith. The faith that what is true will know how to return. That what is yours will find its way, even if the world says otherwise. And the angels conclude with a whisper firm and sweet, what is yours doesn't need to be chased. It just needs to be recognized. Rest now. You have already done more than enough. The heavens are applauding your giving. And you, woman of a vibrant soul, are being wrapped in wings that know exactly where to lead you.